Hello friends, my name is Dheeraj Vaidya from wallstreetmojo.com. Today's topic of discussion is average function in Excel. The average function gives the arithmetic mean of the set of numeric values. So in this tutorial, we'll look at three things. One, understand the average function in Excel. Number two, we'll look at its syntax. And number three, how to use average function with step-by-step examples. And if you want to follow along with me, you can download the data from the link given below in the description box. And also, we come up with some amazing Excel videos on a frequent basis. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button. So let's get started.
Hello everyone, the topic for today is averages. So average is one of the most important functions in Excel where you use that function to create summaries and answers to a lot of questions. So now let's straight jump into our data. So our data is a very simple HR data, which is the employee number, name, department and CTC. Let's go into the formula. So the basic of basic average is the average function, which is known as very simply average. You just type average open bracket and you can either do selection by comma or you can select it directly. So I first selected directly. The average is of this entire lot 5469.9. You can also do an average by selecting one by one. This is also possible, but obviously if you have a larger data, it's better to select the entire range. For a smaller data, you can select one by one. Another way to do it is type it inside the formula itself by comma differentiation. Always remember comma is the differentiator and enter. It will give you the average. So three ways: select the entire row or column, select the cells which you want to select, and the third part is add the numbers directly into the formula. Moving to the next part, which is average deviation. So you basically select average and there is average deviation. Basically states that returns the average of the absolute deviation of data points from their mean. So this arguments can be used for names, numbers or references. So this basically does an average of the deviation from the mean. So every number deviates in some way to the mean, which is the average. Maybe, so in the first case, this is 2500. The deviation from the average is around 2000, which is 5469 minus 2500. It basically takes all the averages of the deviation and gives you a result, which is 2237, which is basically a result which is a sort of standard deviation, but not exactly, but it basically averages everything which deviates from the average itself and just again averages everything again. So that is what average deviation is, followed by the next part, average A. Average A is very similar to average. The only thing that you must remember is average A also accounts text. It takes text as zero. In the original average formula, the texts are removed completely and only numbers are taken. In this average, texts are taken as zero unless and until you have a text which is specific to true, which is taken as 1. Okay, so I'll select average A and select the data. Once you get the answer, you get to see this is reduced by $7 here, which is 5462, and this is 5469 because it has taken CTC as 0. So if I make CTC 0, you'll see that average has also turned into 0, the original average. Hence, always remember average A takes all text values as 0. It accounts that into the formula. This is useful where in a large data sets, you have a certain text that you want to input, but also include that. So for example, 0 might be written as ZERO or 0 might be a dash or a hyphen, but you want to include that. That's why this formula is very useful, average A. Moving to the next part, which is average if. Average if is a part of like COUNTIF or SUMIF. We'll take the singular one, which is average if. So first you must create the range. Okay, what is the range? Department, comma, what is the criteria? Wholesale sales. What is the average range, which is the CTC? Close bracket, enter. This is the average. So this is singular. The first criteria is for average if, what is the range? Criteria is the cell and D is the average range. Very simply, criteria range, criteria, average range. Moving to the next part, average if s, which has you can put more than one conditions. So this now starts with the average range. Okay, so average range is CTC. Our first criteria is obviously department, comma, wholesale sales, comma. The second criteria may be something like I just want count which is CTC count which is greater than 5,000. So I simply do greater than 5,000 here. Enter. It will give me the average of all the factors which is greater than 5,000. So two conditions, one simple where you keep the average range afterwards, and in the multiple criteria keep the average range before. Moving to the next part, D average, which is sort of like average if, but you don't have to really type it inside the formula. You can do it with a cell link. So I'll put the first condition here. Okay, now let's start with D average. Okay, what is the database? First criteria is database, comma, what is the field? Okay, so this is CTC is the field we want to take the average of. Field is always remember the average. And what is the criteria? This is the criteria range. Close bracket, enter. This is the average we get. If you go and add here greater than 5,000, the average will change. If you add here 1, it will not take because you cannot do average of that because 1 is 2547. It's not greater than 5,000. If you change this to 7,000, 8430, if you just delete this and say this as greater than 100, again it will give you the average. So simply put, you can change this using the cells rather than going inside the formula. So that is the major difference between average if and D average. So overall what we have learned is a simple average, average deviation, average A, remember this takes into account text as well. Average if is a singular criteria, multiple criterias, average if s, and the D average where you can put multiple criterias into the cell box itself. Useful for many conditions if there are there, because average if s has limitations on conditions. So that is the main benefit of D average.
I hope you found this video to be useful. Please do like and share. And if you have any feedback or want to suggest a topic for any future video, then you may do so by writing about it in the comments section. Also, we come up with interesting videos on Excel topics very regularly. So if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, then please do so by clicking on the subscribe button below so that you can get the notification about our latest videos at the earliest. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day.